One of the scariest places to fight any enemy in a video game for most avid gamers is underwater. Even just playing Super Mario Bros. The underwater levels always terrified me. And any game where you can possibly get lost and lose all your oxygen like Fallout, ugh, don't even get me started. I can just never see anything when I'm underwater. Today we are combining our fear of underwater levels with our love of Pokemon as we count down the top 10 scariest underwater Pokemon. These are definitely some Pokemon we would not want to run into in an underwater level. Welcome back, my fellow gamers. I'm Amanda McKnight, but today you can call me Natasha or Black Widow. I'll be your host for this top 10 gaming video. If you love Pokemon as much as we do, click on over here to check out our latest top 10 scariest legendary Pokemon list. Woo! It is so spook. And be sure to stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way in the form of comment responses. Alright, now let's get counting. Number 10, Omenite. Omenite isn't the most scary of all the water type Pokemon, it's true, but it would still be a pretty scary one to encounter in real life, especially with its strangely large eyes. This Pokemon is also still a foot in height, so running into a bunch of Omenites down by a shoreline would still be pretty intimidating and intense. For some reason, Omenite has always reminded me of like a water-based, shell-encased face hugger. This Pokemon is also a fossil type, which means it is old, so who knows, maybe at one point it was a face hugger in its life and could return to hugging faces at any point in the future? Who knows? Definitely a Pokemon that if you ran into it underwater, you wouldn't want or be able to take your eyes off of it. Number 9, Greninja. Greninja might just look like a cute ninja frog, but there are some facts to consider when it comes to imagining what this Pokemon would actually look like in a real world encounter. First of all, this isn't just a small, cute frog water type. This Pokemon is actually listed as having an average height of 4 feet and 11 inches, so it's kind of like more like a giant frog armed with razor sharp compressed water throwing stars, whose tongue looks like it's become tangled and forced to wrap around its head multiple times as the end of it dangles to the side. Not only that, but imagine a creature as tall as 4'11" with a waist as narrow as Greninja's. Sounds like some sort of creepy underwater cryptid. Number 8, Kingler. Anything with pincers is just usually a no for me, which means that Pokemon that resemble a king crab is also a no. I have never been pinched by a pincer underwater, but I wouldn't want to start experiencing that at any point in the future, and it is for this reason that I chose to include Kingler on our scary underwater Pokemon list. At this point, it's also possible for you to encounter a Gigantamax Kingler in the world of Pokemon. Gigantamax Pokemon are typically known for their increased size and durability, meaning they're bigger and tougher to take down. Instead of imagining your normal, still 4 feet Kingler, imagine a 60+ foot Kingler instead. Yikes, that sounds scary. Number 7, Lapras. But especially Gigantamax Lapras. Horrifying just due to its sheer size. Lapras basically looks like some kind of underwater sea monster, like a giant crab or turtle combined with what people believe the Loch Ness Monster might look like. A regular Lapras is around 8 feet tall, with the Gigantamax Lapras being around 78 feet tall. Now that's about as tall as a Brachiosaurus would have been. 78 feet tall is actually almost the equivalent of the length of 2 school buses bumper to bumper. That's big. Lapras looks like a dinosaur, so seeing something like this underwater would likely make you worry that you've somehow entered the same reality as Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Number 6, Blastoise. I actually don't evolve my Squirtle past the Wartortle evolution, usually because I'm just so scared of Blastoise, and I don't want to make a Blastoise of my poor little Squirtle. It's so cute. I actually just keep my Squirtles usually Squirtle because the grumpy faces of both of these evolutions here I don't like it. Squirtle looks so happy. Blastoise looks like they're out for blood. Blastoise might seem like a cool Pokemon to own and battle with, but if you come face to face with this Pokemon, I'm not sure that you're gonna feel the same way. Let's also consider the fact that an angry Blastoise is also always armed due to the 2 cannons that naturally protrude from its shell. And then there are Mega and Gigantamax versions of that Pokemon to worry about. Mega Blastoise looks like they will and actually want to destroy you with their one very prominent cannon. They're like, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna mow you down. Number 5, Alligator. It's all in the name with this Pokemon. Alligator is literally a combination of the word feral, meaning wild and often bloodthirsty, and the word alligator. So basically, we're dealing with a ferocious and unhinged alligator. Yeah, I'm not really about that. Alligators are scary enough to encounter in the wild as is. What if you encountered a feraligator instead, who can also walk on hind legs and chase you, but is obviously also skilled when it comes to water battles, being themselves a water type Pokemon. Alligators chasing me on hind legs sounds like some nightmare fuel. Number 4, Starmie. Okay, so maybe I'm the only one terrified by Starmie, but I really don't think I should be. Let me just make my case here for why I think Starmie should actually be revered as one of the most horrific water types around. Starmie isn't just a water Pokemon, but it's also psychic, making it even stronger and more useful of a Pokemon in battle than you might at first expect. And also meaning if you had to battle Starmie face to face underwater, you'd have even more to worry about. Starmies are also known for having access to a diverse range of abilities, so you never know when you face one just what attacks you might be coming up against. They're also known for being quite fast for a water type, which means in summary, you are dealing with a fast, psychic, double-stacked starfish who could maybe attack you with a thunderbolt while you're swimming around underwater. Not a battle that I would like to be in. Number 3, Gyarados. As much as we love Gyarados, it's also basically a giant sea serpent. Not a Pokemon you'd want to find out with swimming just meters below you in a crystal clear lake or ocean. The crazy thing about Gyarados too is it's a Pokemon that evolves from the super harmless and often touted as most useless Pokemon, Magikarp. But while Magikarp's Splash feels like one of the most safe, though mildly annoying attacks you could suffer, Gyarados' Earthquake would likely leave you in a horrified dash as you headed for the shore. Get me out of the water! Number 2, Dracovish. What could possibly be more terrifying than a Gyarados? The frightening fossil hybrid Pokemon, Dracovish. This Pokemon was initially believed to be extinct due to how much of an apex predator it is known for being. It was believed that the Dracovish had actually died out due to severe overhunting of its prey. This Pokemon can only breathe underwater, meaning that it's definitely one that you could only fight against and encounter underwater. Not that you'd really want to do that. It's known to move at speeds exceeding 40 miles an hour, which means outswimming it is basically impossible. Actually, it is impossible. Can you swim faster than 40 miles an hour? Because I can't. Chris, you can't swim faster than 40 miles an hour, can you? Definitely not. Doesn't sound humanly possible. It's also known for its ferocious bite and strong jaw. Can we just acknowledge how frightening of a shape this also has? It's like got a hollow middle. What is that? What is this? I don't like it. Number 1, Kyogre. Kyogre is a legendary Pokemon that resembles both a whale and a shark somewhat, like kind of combined. Whales are huge, but aren't typically known for being particularly threatening to humans or really anyone in the water, except for maybe what they're eating, like krill. So why should we be worried about this giant legendary Pokemon? Well, because it is just so powerful. Kyogre is known for being one of the most powerful water types in the game and is powerful enough to create oceans. Basically, a trainer could use this Pokemon to flood the world, and Kyogre could easily drown you and the whole city that you live in if it wanted to. Or it could even do so without really knowing or caring about the lives that it was destroying. After all, Pokemon are just wild creatures. The real horrifying thing is you wouldn't even need to be underwater with a Kyogre to live in fear of it, if it existed in the real world. Also imagine playing a video game and spotting a Kyogre in the distance underwater, and then the closer it got, the larger it appeared. Primal Kyogres are estimated to be up to 32 feet long, and they also have a wingspan for you to consider as well in terms of the size of their overall majestic yet terrifying appearance. Thank you so much for watching. Who are some of your favorite water type Pokemon? Are there any that you really want to befriend, or that you would be terrified to run into if they popped up next to you while you were swimming in a giant body of water? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Most Expensive Pokemon Cards. Jeremy D5 DCat 411544 comments, "So you mean the shiny Pikachu that I gave away to some kid would actually be something actually good to sell online? What am I doing with my life?" Yeah, some Pikachu cards could fetch you at least a few $100s or perhaps even thousands of dollars depending on which Pikachu card it was and if it was first edition. So, sorry about that. DTR Demon suggests you should do top 10 most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering cards. Oh my goodness, MTG cards are insane when it comes to some of those card values, and when it comes to how broken some of those expensive cards can be when used in game. so I don't play Magic the Gathering anymore. J-Bone writes, I have all the first edition holograms from when I was a kid. Well, you should hold on to some of those and maybe get someone to grade them for you in terms of their condition. They could actually be worth a ton of money. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Comment below for a chance to have your thoughts featured in a future video. This has been Top 10 Gaming, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight / Black Widow, reminding you to keep on gaming on. Pew pew!